Hi guys, welcome to the Music B&B. I'm 315 and today we are reacting to the second part of our three-part journey into the album known as the Flat White Album by Greg Barnett. We're currently on track 11. We've just finished track 10. We're going on to track 11 and it is Fairy Tale. Let's continue. So, loved what's been done so far on this album. The first 10 tracks were amazing. Really good stuff.
Deep in the dark, where no one dares.
Funny, I'm doing this like the second day. I've left it a day, coming back to it. I really feel those Paul McCartney kind of vocals.
Who seeks to enter, and from who knows where.
And I'm quite happy a day later to be revisiting this. Like, excited. I've been excited thinking about this today. What's coming up?
It's true, so my new friends beware.
It's supposed to be a third or fourth waltz.
Of the great queen of Equestria. Just kiss her hand and make her your wife, and she'll vow to haunt you and lighten up your life. Go on.
Some of the different elements, synths, the chords, really nice.
Asleep under the stairs in a
Fairy Tale is about children playing roles before growing up.
solitary queen, slumbering deep.
Written by E. Michael and G. Barnett. The song, two collaborators on the writing stage.
It's true, so my new friend so fair, he wants to join her as the king of Equestria. So take this kiss from him, understand from this day that he wants you to haunt him forever and a day. Please stay.
The sort of children's laughter there going in the background.
But that was then, and we get to know that all of our dreams are seldom left to grow. So your kingdom fell as the years fell away. Who would have ever thought that you would pass?
Quite a long number, this one. 5 minutes and 5 seconds.
It's true. So my old friend.
Again, the same things are coming to mind. Again, like
You have
on the refrains, the choruses, could use a higher harmony, octave above, maybe falsetto,
your futures
just to layer those vocals.
and so you turn away.
Just, yeah, add those Beatles-esque harmonies, I'd say.
Forever and a day. They may.
We are getting from 11 to 20 some quite big tracks. We have an 8-minute 47 long track coming up. And we have, to finish it off, an 11 minutes and 2 second track. Ouch. These better be corkers if they're that long. There's got to be many parts to it, many elements to hold interest for that long. I feel like this could have been maybe a minute or so shorter, or maybe the tempo could have been a bit quicker. Just feel like a fairy tale kind of thing, though. The atmosphere, the tones used, the instrumentation used, does sound kind of medieval-esque in this style, which is nice. There you go, we've got like the fanfare at the end there. Lovely. Our next song is Losing My Grip. With the fancy violins.
I am a fish caught on a hook, a role in someone else's book.
Let's have a look at my notes. Find out a bit about this.
A stream in someone else's dream, it seems.
So this is about mental illness.
Where did my free will go? I suppose I'll never know all the possibilities for me. When a glimmer comes in sight, it's overtaken by the night, and I lose my grip on reality.
I love the way it sort of almost lost grip there before going back into the main guitar again.
Stuck in this flesh without a soul. Voices in my head telling me my hopes are dead and gone. I'm not able to explain thoughts that flicker in my brain, so I pretend I'm really not alone. But the warmth soon disappears. I surrender as my fears undo my grip and chill me to the bone. A familiar face floats in front of me, but I can't recall their true identity. The rhythm of a voice soothes me while deep
Effects
through
on the
my
vocals
mind.
here. Reminds me of
It draws me way
80s
back through
vocal
time and place,
effects.
to all those
Cybermen,
that
Doctor
I
Who.
had to face. So many troubling things that I'd rather have left behind.
Not as robotic as Cybermen though.
Bound and gagged and hooded on a chair. Lights burn bright, there's danger in the air. The needle punctures skin.
Lyrics
Will the
again
answers deep within?
on part one, still very strong. Very, very strong. Lyrically, interesting.
Understanding all the pain lifts me to another plane. The truth arrives and opens up my mind. I see the dark despair in all the people everywhere who grip on things that are better left behind. Heaven help me when at last they find that seething black hole locked beneath my mind. I suppressed it long ago when I was just a child.
Quite sad, really.
Before it, I was shining bright.
I've kept things that far down for so long,
Into the night,
since childhood.
crouched in a corner from my fears that were running wild.
Today there's such a huge focus on mental health. There used to be. It seems to be more out in the open and talked about. But males growing up pre-90s, even like pre-2000s, 2010s, growing up as a male has been difficult.
There's no
Mental health
escaping.
not great for men.
Original sin.
You need to talk to anyone.
Burns you.
Make sure you do.
It eats you.
Don't keep it inside.
Outside and in.
This is called Human
We
Stain.
came down from the trees.
Let's have a look at my
and we
notes.
stood
Human
on
Stain
the plain.
is an allegory about the human condition.
And harmony. And our human stain.
I do like a stain is something really hard to get out, so the human stain is
Man of good
so many
cheer
things that I
was
think are a human
ambling
stain
along,
on our world.
whistling a tune and then humming a song. When he spied his beloved, all thoughts were eclipsed. As he entered the forest, a smile on his lips. He ran silent behind her to startle his bride. She spun around quick, stuck a blade in his side. He stared at the crimson that poured through his hands. Why is this so when there's peace in the land? He cried, I am
Gotta bring
done
out the flute.
unless you can find some magic to fix my body and mind. Her wide startled eyes were narrowing fast. How to shrug off this burden and wipe clean the
I
past.
bet Greg Barnett almost wishes
I did.
could have had a live
Inside.
musicians to be able to play all those extra elements.
No one
You can tell like that flute is a MIDI flute played in.
was wrong, it was twisted.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, it still sounds really good.
Now that it's done,
But it is missing that human element, the natural side, the blows, the
escaping
reps in everything. Like you would do playing
It
music.
burns you, it eats you from outside and in. We came down from the trees and we stood on the plain. Beauty and harmony and our human stain.
Beauty and harmony in our human state.
He said I had planned to give you my world. You were everything to me, my pretty girl. But your soul is so black, no thought could be worse. So I leave you and yours with an eternal curse. She buried the body where no one would see, and the blood washed
It's a
away
very
down
folky song. It's a whole story going on
the
here.
stain had gone deeper than she could have guessed. It spread from the woods to the east and the west.
This would be good in a local pub, probably in the countryside.
They searched high and low, what deed had been done.
That bass line. Dum, ba-dum, bum,
Could
bum,
say
bum.
where the young man had gone. Many had seen him go off.
Barnett has a
What
natural love for the 3/4 timings. It's very prevalent in this album.
And then friend turned on
I
friend.
do love 3/4.
Mistrust and hate.
Or 12/8.
Without any end, each for himself till we all went insane. The world was undone by the great human stain. There's no escaping original sin. It burns you and eats you from outside and in. We
It's
came
just an Adam and Eve
from
story.
trees and we stood on the plain. Beauty and harmony and our human stain.
It's like a combination of like metaphors to do with
The towns and the cities grew
Adam and
ugly
Eve
and bare.
mixed with
Filth in the
our human
water,
condition, the way we
smoke
approach
in
the world.
air. Envy, duplicity, murder.
Quite a lot of political views kind of prevalent throughout this.
For the sad
Um, Mainly more explorative into the human condition.
when someone smiles and they offer their hand, do you know lies behind their eyes. 'Cause for millions of years we have lived tooth and claw. How can we ever be civilized? So there's no surprise at all, none at all, no, none at all. Is there no shame of the dark human stain?
Quite the tale being told.
Will it
And I feel it would
rain?
have more of an impact with those layered vocals and human singing these longer tracks.
Us
Nice. I think Greg Barnett towards the end of songs is pushing the voice vocally and pushing himself to reach higher notes, and it would be nice to see that more throughout songs as well, because those are interesting when those boundaries are pushed in terms of vocals. Now, this is called Guitar Sweep. It is 8 minutes and 47 seconds. You may see me kind of sitting back and relaxing and more listening to this. I'll chime in when I can. I'm just going to listen. Liking the is it timpani or bowron in the background here. Really nice guitar play as well. You can see why this is an instrumental. It'll be hard to sing over. That. That's good. It's very Celtic in its approach. Oh, it's almost slapped. Slapped that guitar. Clock chime. For whom the bell tolls. More uplifting kind of section now, after the sort of the drama of the first 3 minutes. apologise for the cough. I'm punctuating this review with coughs. It's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. What more doth one need to say other than this is a beautiful piece of work. Guitar played so gently, with such precision and care. Oh. Okay. Picking up the pace. We're marching forward now. Spending some time in the sun enjoying our picnic with our jam sandwiches. Now we're getting up and we're going to climb that mountain. I love whatever that gorgeous chord, whatever that is. Quite dissonant kind of chord. Oh, back to the nice stroll through the park. Feels like I'm about to go courting. Wouldst thou care to dance with me, fine maiden? And the resolve. Wow, guitar suite, beautiful, absolutely beautiful instrumental we had there.
I guess it's all up to me.
That was 8 minutes and 47 seconds, but I didn't feel like it.
A knock at my door, a ring on my phone.
It's called The Web.
Or was it for me alone? I turned around.
The Web is by not just Greg Barnett, but also A. Sajin. That's the name. It's about being drawn into a relationship with a controlling partner.
Into the promised land. Must take care. This could be sinking sand.
Okay, nice. Reaching the high levels of the vocal range there from Greg Barnett.
She leaned over me. Her lips were glistening red. Instead of keeping her, she kept me instead. Stuck inside her web.
Oh, nice beat.
Wrapped in her cocoon. She gives me what I need. Can't see me getting away too soon. Hand in hand into the promised land. Must take sinking sand.
We're going up. Oh, we're down.
When she comes close, she whispers in my ear. She knows all those little things, the things that I want to hear. Move my arms, can't shake my head. I'll give up everything to stay lying here in her bed. Hand in hand, am I sinking into the promised land? How can I must take care. She tells me there's gonna be sinking sand. Is this heaven or purgatory? Will she ever set me free? Is free what I wanna be? I guess it's all up to me. Why do I want her so badly?
I like those echoes there.
It's all up to me.
Yeah, the echoes, the delay in the vocals is nice. Nice change to do something different with the vocals, along with pushing the vocals range there a bit more. It was good. The web wasn't too shabby. This is called Looking for Love. I'm going to assume it's about looking for love. It's our nature to always be looking, says in the notes. I agree.
Looking for love, loving someone, looking for someone to love. Circling round, knowing love can be found. You need luck on your side, because love is so blind. Love is pleasure, but love can be pain, and you want to feel it again.
I'm liking these lyrics. I'm liking these.
Pleasure and
Nice story
pain
here.
always drives
love story.
you
Picture being painted.
insane. So why are you looking for love again? Always looking for love. The sun can rise and fill your eyes, and hope springs eternal each day. Make my love yours and I'll make yours mine, but heartbreak's just one kiss away. Laughing, crying, moaning, sighing, sounds of two people in love. Muttering soft words like the cooing of birds, with your bodies entwined. Losing love seems absurd. Passion and pain and voices raised, the old hurts bring darkening days, and doubts grow stronger. The silence is longer, so soon you'll be looking for love again. Always looking
Love those leading
for
notes,
love.
leading chords into.
But clouds have gone, and from now on,
Organ,
hearts
twinkly,
are in tune every day.
arpeggiated organ.
My love is yours, and yours is mine. But is this love here to stay? We know it's the only way not to be lonely, so we're always looking, always looking.
that's one of my favourites from this section, from part 2. Looking for Love and maybe Losing My Grip. 2 songs that have stood out to me so far. And Guitar Sweep, which has stood out beautifully to me. But it stands in its own court as an instrumental. So. This is called Remote. I'm picturing Mexico. It's an instrumental. Okay, so it's like a Western kind of feel to it. The wah-ha, the whips. And the eagle. So that's it. This is trying to gather all the stereotypes in Western music, cowboy era music. Need someone to sing. There was a man, his name was Stephen. He used to rob trains for free. I don't know, but that's what we need. Greg Barnett. Some kind of Johnny Cash vocals would not go amiss here. Sinister. Oh, like a stylophone or something. Feels like it's a stylophone. I like it. Very fun instrumental. His name was Greg Barnett. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Okay, we're now coming up to our first feature, which is Take My Advice feat. James Barnett. Relation of Greg Barnett, I assume. Written by James Barnett. And the description of the track is one person's wisdom to another. Take my advice. Maybe it's about passing on advice.
Distant cold, shiny tips to the grass, the new story told.
Very nice vocals. Assuming this is James.
See this view. I told you it's worth the price, but you always knew. You take my advice.
Very sweet song.
Feeling something now goes a long way, my friend.
Kind of hoping we'd still have some aspect of Greg Barnett's vocals on this though, somewhere.
Sun's day out is now.
So both of them singing together.
Blue turns red in face. Where have you
lovely like reverb soaked vocals.
Warm your mind with
Had that velvetiness to the vocals.
this gentle kiss. You take my advice. Feeling something nice goes a long way, my friend. It goes a long way, my friend.
Nice, nice.
It goes a long way, my friend.
Solo here. It was the opportunity for the solo. What a lovely song. A lovely song. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I've been impressed since we started listening to this. This is... Sorry. Track 19 is Promise. Okay. 4 minutes 13. Not too long. The next one's the one we need to worry about. 11 minutes.
Feel I'm caught in a riptide,
Liking this kind
swimming
of
fast as I
sneaky
can.
vocals.
Lost all sense of direction and drifting further from land that's sinking on you.
Kind of sounds like the start of a detective show. The 70s detective show.
I feel I'm caught in a twister, hit by a blizzard of
Loving it. Coupled with the synth, even better.
powerless to
I
resist.
want to hear more of it. This is ear candy.
I feel my feet leave the ground that's shaking. Are we breaking all that we had? And it wasn't all bad. Looking for the promise of love
So positive now.
through my life.
What a change. What a contrast.
And just when you think it'll all be alright, a house of cards, the cracks appear, a tug of war, and madness spreads to take us away.
Oh, we've got harmonies. Kind of one of the only things I feel like this project's missed the mark on is harmonies, backing vocals, doubling vocals, octave vocals. All those little tricks that bring sections to life. As a singer-songwriter, you can't do live. Ooh. I love this riff, the synth, and now this electric guitar. It's very cool riff.
The odds are much shorter that we're gonna survive. The heat's getting hotter and burning the lives we wanted, took for granted. So what would you do to stop it being true? Looking for the promise of love.
So positive now. The contrast is ridiculous.
Just when you think it'll all be alright, the reapers
Ridiculous in a good way, not in a bad way.
when lies begin, the fire spreads and floods appear to take us away.
getting myself prepped. Nice sitting position, ready for Agincourt, which is our next one. Well, I never really said what Promise is about, so I'll just tell you. It's about mentally adrift in a confusing and lonely world. I can see that. I've been too focused on the actual riffs. I haven't really paid as much attention to the lyrics. Very cool song, Promise. Oh, the fade out. We haven't had the fade out yet. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? 11 minutes. Agincourt. As in the Battle of Agincourt.
For nigh 100 years, we English had been at war with France. We simple farmers are indentured by the local noble to go to war for the king in his pursuit of power, influence,
story set in real times, okay. Sliding doors story.
6 pennies a day during any war is a rare fortune in exchange for my trusty longbow and otherwise worthless life. So the king's coin is a godsend when our very existence is held sway by starvation, injury and pestilence. So it was in this year of our Lord, 1415, that our great King Henry V rode through our village, trailed by his dukes, earls, barons and knights, and his army of longbowmen and men-at-arms in horseback cavalcade.
I feel like I'm in a museum.
I joined this army's ranks on its march to the southern port of Southampton, from which the king intended sail to quell a troublesome France. At port, the 12,000 men, 20,000 horses, 700 sailing vessels with thousands of crew, plus food and water for all, made for a hellish chaos beyond imagining. With no others from my village, I ended up aboard a small Coast Guard vessel in the company of strangers, several horses, and tons of provisions. The fevered excitement slowly subdued as all present realised the dangers ahead, and we communed in silence with God for the success of the King's campaign and for our own safety.
I can see why this is 11 minutes now. It's not a song so much as a museum projector kind of informative video, but just the soundtrack. It's a good soundtrack.
Whether due to rum, incompetence, or divine intervention, our small ship became separated from the invasion armada, and currents took us west into a maelstrom, and we found ourselves swept towards a jagged, rocky coastline that was hell-bent on destroying us. We foundered on the rocks, and my last memory, as I was flung into the broiling sea, was the desperate cries of my fellows, the screams of the horses, and the tortured rending of the wooden hull. All was lost.
Do you not see how off-kilter
Came to on a darkened beach with the
this song is
around me,
compared to the other songs in this album?
Bodies of men and horses alike.
I feel like I've suddenly started a podcast halfway through an album.
Through torrents of rain to the long grass where the land took hold. Approaching from the distance, I could see lanterns held high, and the sound of horses and hounds. We were discovered. I ran as if the devil himself was at my heels.
Very well done, the sound effects really do paint a picture.
Exhausted in the early hours. My pursuers had either given up or missed my prone, waterlogged body. The rain had mercifully stopped, and I realised my predicament. I was on enemy land with no companions, no weapons, and no food or water. With the still raging sea behind me, I could see no landmarks or sign of humanity. The wind-blown dunes and marshlands stretched to infinity. My God had truly forsaken me. I harnessed my meagre energy and headed east in the hope of finding my compatriots. I walked, stumbled and crawled for a day and a night. I know not when I lost consciousness, but I awoke to a welcome warmth stealing over my cold, limp body. At last, thank God, the sunshine. And was this delirium? Or in truth, was that really human voices nearby in quiet conversation? I must have passed out yet again, but I awoke to delicious fresh water at my lips. I drank like a man possessed. My eyes slowly found focus on the group of peasants gathered around me. They showed me no harm, and one held out a lump of bread and an apple. I displayed my thanks and devoured the food, much to their amusement and pleasure. We tried to converse, but neither side understood the other. They beckoned me, and, much invigorated, I followed them back to their hamlet. Their farming tools were much the same as the ones I used at home. So, through mime and much hilarity, we struck a deal that I would work in their fields for my board and lodging. Autumn was soon coming to an end. I was healthy and hardened, a valued worker in the fields, and drawing looks from girls and women seeking a good husband. I was learning their language and picked up news that King Henry's expeditionary force had lost half its number to death, injury and disease. The remainder were exhausted, dispirited, and desperate to reach Calais before defeat by French
can hear when
ever increasing numbers.
Stop talking and the noise gates cutting in and out.
And with no stomach for war, I still had a duty to help my king and countrymen. In sombre mood, I bade farewell to my saviours and newfound friends.
Just a little bit of white noise just to hide that
east
mass
to see what I could do. Happening upon the small village of Agincourt, on the horizon I could see lines of French pennants in their thousands, vastly outnumbering those of our own depleted force, and heard the faint waft of battle horns and bugles. I was one day's march from the battleground, and the taking part in the killing of people who were neither friend nor foe to me, or in return being injured, killed or taken prisoner by them. Today was October 25th, my birthday, and also the feast of St. Crispin, to whom I sent a prayer for my soul and that of my compatriots, and indeed all that joined in battle.
I'm actually learning a lot. Yeah, but no way ties into anything on this
Every
album.
few heartbeats,
I would have had this as a separate single,
as if a mighty flock
called
of
Agincourt.
starlings were wheeling above the battlefield, to suddenly realise they were instead deadly fusillades of 1,000 arrows at a time. My heart sank at the imagined carnage, but I made my peace with God and committed to set off and join whatever remnants remained. At worst, I would give succour to the wounded and dying before suffering their same fate. As I eventually neared the battlefield, the very earth on which I stood trembled with the approach of several thousand hooves from over the next rise. Expecting to be slaughtered by the oncoming victorious French, I resigned myself to my inevitable fate, knelt, bowed my head in prayer, closed my eyes, and waited for the cold kiss of steel on my neck. But it was King Henry and his retinue, exhausted but triumphant. recognised a few faces amongst the rank and file, and they beckoned me to join them on spare horses, and we returned all conquering to English shores.
It's very well put
Once
together.
landed, and as the column headed north, soldiers peeled away to rejoin their families, as I did to my own village. Being the only person to have gone and returned, I was feted as a victorious hero, and a banquet was held in my honour. I refused all entreaties to describe my journey, adventures, and tales of battle, for fear I would become a laughing stock. Folk mistook my reticence for the shock of war, heroism, and humility, raising my status even further in their eyes. And so, by sheer luck and good fortune, I had survived. My simple life continues, awaiting the king's pleasure to wage war yet again.
Well, there we go. I was not expecting our last song of this part 2, to be a history lesson on the Battle of Agincourt and things to do with that. Yeah. Overall impressions of this sort of mid-section of the album, I feel it's still in keeping with that variety and difference, but hasn't pulled me in as much with its variety and difference as it has in part 1. Perhaps because there are some longer passages in here. It feels a bit more muddy to kind of get through compared to the first third of the album that I've listened to. But we'll see how the next third goes. So please carry on watching. Stay tuned for the third part 3 of this reaction and review of the album. And by the end of part 3, we'll also have maybe a rating of this album. So I'll see you there.
Oh my word.